Yo, what's going on, everyone? We are back to talking about football. Football is back after the international break, and I'm so excited. And there's so many good games coming up. EPL is back, La Liga is back, Serie A, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, like they're all back. And obviously the other leagues, but who cares? And obviously we are starting with Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. We've obviously got Madrid and Real Sociedad, and I'm like hoping that Real Sociedad win that game. Juve and Inter are versing each other, which will be a sick game. So it's going to be a good week. And obviously Barcelona play not tomorrow, but the day after for me, it would be a Monday. For a lot of people, it would be Sunday at 5 a.m., which, again, 5 a.m. games are so good because it's actually not that bad for me. This is also my predicted lineup. I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. With Barcelona's, they got a couple of injuries. Gavi now out, which I'm like dreading it because he's just had it so hard. So I'm like really frustrated that he's out because I thought he was back into it, especially with preseason. How well he played, I was just like a bit like, oh, it's frustrating. Then you've obviously got Frankie de Jong who got injured, and it looks like that one won't be too bad or too long. And then you've got Balde. You've obviously got Balde injured, which to me it's hard to say the worst one because Frankie's a big miss as well, but I would say that would be a high up there injury for me. So this is my predicted lineup. This is what I think will play, and I'll tell you who I reckon we should do it. Let me just change this. Haven't done this in a while. This is who I reckon. This is how I reckon we'll start it. This is how I reckon we'll start, and this is how I think Hansi Flick will go. I reckon he'll go for a system more like this, just with the players that we've obviously got available to us as well. Obviously, Garcia is... Because everyone's rating our transfer not that great because of obviously Martinez out. And I agree. Like, us not having Martinez is dreadful. But I think if it was between Garcia or Martinez, I would have gone for Garcia. I know that sounds crazy of me after what Martinez did. But Garcia is... Like, I'm predicting this. I reckon he'll be top 3 goalkeepers in the world. I think he is right now, but I think he will cement himself as a top 3 goalkeeper. Sorry, this season. I reckon he'll be one of the 3. So I reckon him. Koundé, I reckon, will be back into the starting 11. I think that Eric Garcia's, not that he's played bad or he's been horrible. I just think Koundé will be back in now. I think he's been off for a little bit to have a bit of a break, but I think he's back now. Araujo, it was between him, Christensen, or Garcia even playing in that position. I actually reckon he's going to go for Araujo. I think that right now he hasn't been too bad, and I think he's going to keep letting him progress and keep keeping that confidence up. Kabasi, I reckon, will be starting as well because Kabasi, to me, would be our best centre back in the team. You'll hear about what I think. Then Gerard Martin, which I don't want this to be the case. I don't want it to be the case, and I'll explain in a sec. Personally, probably a good guy. If anything, I reckon he's been playing better as a centre back than a left back. Sorry, that's just my thoughts. Casado, Pedri. Obviously, we've got no other midfielders, and Bernal is just recovered, like still getting back into it. So I reckon the midfield line will be these two, which I'm quite happy with. Olmo is what I reckon Hansi Flick will play. Fernan Torres, I still don't reckon Lewandowski will play, or. This is what I reckon, and this is what I reckon This is what Hansi Flick, I reckon, will play. Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Now, if you ask me what I would do differently, the way I look at our team and the way I look at who we are playing and how we're playing as well, I think for me, there's a couple of things that I would do differently, especially against Valencia, who haven't been too bad this season. This is what I would do. How do I replace a player? There we go. Remove. And I would go what was I looking at? I wrote it down this is all the players that I would swap over. Sorry, I was just looking at how to spell his name as well. Andreas Christensen, I'd play him right there. I think that we need someone like him to be playing. And then the person who I would swap him with, I can't put him because he's not on this, is Joffrey. Because, take away his face. Say this is Joffrey. Rafinha likes to come in like this. And Balde covers that whole line. So if Joffrey, he can already, or Joffrey, if he can do all of this, and he can, I think so. I don't think Gerard Martin can. He wants to tuck in a bit more, and Rafinha cuts in. So what happens is if it goes like this, that whole left line is taken while Koundé covers his side well, and I think that we need a player that can run that well. So that would be my two changes so far. I'd keep these two. I would change Olmo as well. I would change him. Oh, we can actually change him properly. Let's remove him, and this is who I'm going to add. Firmin. I reckon Firmin will be the better choice. I reckon playing a little bit like this. This is what I reckon it will... I personally think this will be the better option. I think with the way we're playing... I just think that with Arahu playing, he hasn't been bad, but I think Christensen, while he's healthy, I know this sounds horrible, I want to take an advantage of him, and not in a way of like, let's see him injured again. I just think he's such an excellent player, and I think he's highly, highly underrated. And when he does play, he's consistent. Now, if we can keep him healthy from now till let's just say he goes a whole year without injuries, I think this is the best lineup we can do with Koundé, Christensen, Kabasi, and Bolde. I think that would be a great left defensive line up. Now, obviously, I still do think we need to go for a centre-back later on. I think that and striker is probably the thing that we need the most at the moment, because I think that will be the most value. I think Rashford at the moment, he's still getting used to it. I'm not going to be too harsh based on 3 games. I'm happy to wait. With Rooney playing in the right wing, replacing Lamine, I think that will be great for him. Olmo and Firmin have competition with each other. I think Lewandowski getting real old, and Fernand is not a number 9, and I just wouldn't want, like, I love him. I think he's done such a great job. Personally, I just wouldn't want him to be my main number 9, if that makes sense. And obviously we've got De Jong will come back, but Pedri, De Jong, you've obviously got replacements Bernal, Casado, Garvey. Like, we've got like rotational there, and I think like that's healthy. I would like maybe one day to have like a solid like midfielder, like holding like someone big, someone scary. Maybe not as a starter, but in those games where we need muscle, we need a bit of physical. I would love to have someone like that on there. And then right back, obviously we've got Koundé and Garcia, and a lot of people would be like, oh, we need a right back. I actually think we're okay. I think in the meantime, that's the least of our priorities. I think left back, if we could see Joffrey rise up a little bit more, then him and Bolde I'm quite happy with, and Gerard Martin as a third isn't too bad. And Christensen, Kabasi, Arahu with Garcia and Gerard Martin, again, doesn't sound like scary or amazing. And then obviously Garcia, Szczesny, and Ter Stegen, but who cares about him? I don't know, that's my thoughts, that's my opinion. Tell me what you guys think, would love to hear, and I'll be uploading another video later. I'll catch you guys later. See ya, bye.